Yo, what up? Lakers Nation, man. Salute to all of you. It's your boy, LOE, man. We are back and we are in business. Welcome to Lakers Over Everything. The name speaks for itself. You already know what it is. It's Lakers all day, every day over here, baby. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold, we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It is and always will be. Lakers over everything. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute, but we are back. Luka Doncic is a Laker, so we had to dust everything off, man, and get back to it. It's been a whirlwind, man. We haven't been here on YouTube, but we have been working. You know, doors have been opening, so very, very thankful for all of that. You can find me over on Bleacher Report. Yeah, your boy is a, Bleacher Report analyst now since we've last been here, and that's pretty much occupied all my time when it comes to these Los Angeles Lakers. So you can find me on Bleacher Report. We do have our own show over there every Tuesday and Thursday. So Tuesday and Thursday of every single week we are there live, for a good 35-minute show. Lakers Daily. So we are there every Tuesday and Thursday. So that's where you can find me at. I figure it's time to get back to over here, man. It's time to get back to YouTube. So again, we're back, man. We are back. We are back. We are back, baby. And I'm super excited about it, man. Glad to be back. And we're gonna have some fun over here, man. We are gonna have, so you guys know how we do it over here. But if this is your first time tuning in, man, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and join the family, man. If you're a Lakers fan, this is definitely the place you want to be. We'll be rocking with you guys, on a nice routine basis. We'll figure out all the logistics, how often we'll be here. We'll have other people on here as well as guests and some other people just hosting the show. So we're gonna have a good time, man. We are going to have us a good time as we cover these Los Angeles Lakers. It's the new look Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, it is official. Luka Doncic is a Laker. He had his introductory press conference today, early today, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And boy, I'm still in shock. I seen him at the presser, but it still hasn't sank in to me that Luka Doncic is a Laker. And we've seen him tonight sitting courtside, by his teammates as they got that W against the Clippers. It still hasn't sunk in. It still hasn't sunk in. Like, I could see it on TV and all that. I'm not going to believe it until I'm at crypto myself. And, I'm sitting in the building and I witness it with my own two eyes, like live and in the flesh. That's the only... That's when this is really gonna kick in for me, man. That Luka Doncic is a Laker. It is insane. It is insane. Los Angeles has been blessed. Lakers Nation has been blessed. Superstar after superstar. We're not talking about star. We're talking about bona fide superstars after superstar. We get to watch on a nightly basis, and that continues. The Lakers always get their guy, and they got another one, and it came out of nowhere, man. It came out of nowhere. The last few superstars that we've gotten, we kind of knew about that, whether we liked them or not, like Russell Westbrook. We didn't like that one, but, before that, we're talking Anthony Davis. We're talking LeBron James, and we could just go on and on and on. But before we get started, I want to send a special thank you out to Anthony Davis, man. Thank you for 5.5 years. Thank you for a title. Thank you for all the work that you put in, being an anchor on the defense. Even when they didn't go out and get you the big that you wanted, you still showed up night in and night out, man. And he put his best foot forward, man. He balled out for us. So thank you, AD. And, man, you will always be a Laker. And someday, I do believe someday, he'll return back to crypto and we will hang that jersey up in the Raptors. I do believe it is well-deserved for the title that he gave us. And haters going to hate, but that probably was the most difficult title to get, man. It just was, man. The circumstances and all that. Those guys put everything that was going on in the world aside, and on an even playing field, and they went out and they were the better team, man. And a lot of that was because of Anthony Marshawn Davis. So thank you, AD. Without him, we don't get that title. So thank you, AD. Thank you, AD. AD's always been one of my favorite players, even when he was in New Orleans. So to be blessed with the opportunity to see him don the purple and gold for 5.5 years, as a Lakers fan, I'm very grateful, very appreciative. And I know he'll go on to do some great things in Dallas. So thank you, AD. But and also Max Christie, man, a young Max Christie, 21 years old. He was coming into his own. And I was very excited to see that young man grow and blossom, and into being, what I think he could be in this league, and in particular for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's unfortunate we lost him, but we're wishing that young man the best as well. And those two guys will over here with LOE, they'll always have our favor. We'll always be cheering for those two guys. But turning to the next chapter of Lakers basketball, we're gonna miss those guys, but we're not gonna be sad for too long, because we got Luka the Don. We got Luka the Don, baby, and I can't wait. And speaking of Luka, it looks like he may be set to make his debut on Saturday. Yes, this Saturday, a few short days away, we may get Luka making his debut. So as Rob mentioned in the presser, tomorrow Luka will begin 5-on-5s. It's the first 5-on-5s that he's played in since Christmas. It's been that long. He's been out that long, but he will, start his 5-on-5s. And from there, if everything is good, if there's no setbacks or any of that, he will be good to go for Saturday to make his Lakers debut. So I'm looking forward to that. Very, very, very excited about that, man. I cannot wait. Whew, boy, you talk about some fun we're about to see and witness, man. Luka and LeBron together. Whew, that's going to be some magic. Now we know the Lakers got some work to do, baby. We know they got some work to do. Big win tonight, by the way. Big win. We beat down those red-headed stepchildren, stepbrothers, or whatever you want to call them. We went to Inglewood, and we did it in Inglewood, baby, in their arena. We beat them down from start to finish, man. We were just on go. The energy was electric on that Lakers bench from those players, of course, led by our leader, our fearless leader, one LeBron James. He balled out from the tip. He had that look in his face. And he went to work, and the Lakers just outplayed the Clippers from start to finish. The energy was high. Luka sitting there on the bench smiling. It was pretty cool to see, man, because there was a moment where LeBron came out the game. He goes to the end of the bench, of course, and there's Luka and there's Bronny. Bronny sitting in between them. So man, you talk about having it made. He gets to sit between LeBron and Luka and hear what they talk about and learn from those two. And it paid off, because Bronny came in and hit a 3, baby. He made his first 3. He was 0 for 9 on the season, but he came in and did that thing. So shout out to Bronny James, making his first 3. With his dad sitting there, of course, watching, and Luka and everything else, man. So shout out to one Bronny James. Big ups to him, and big ups to the Lakers. This game was important in the standings because the Lakers came in, one game ahead of the Clippers, sitting in the 5th seed. The Clippers sitting in the 6th seed. Again, so it had the Lakers fumbled this one, which they had every right to do. They were shorthanded. No AD, no Max Christie. Those are 2 rotational pieces, and we're talking AD. So we're not just talking about a regular rotational guy. We're talking about an all-world player. So it's hard when you're out there without that. But the Lakers have been doing it. They did it in New York on Saturday, and then they did it again tonight. So they were shorthanded. So they had every excuse to lose this one, but they didn't. The energy was high from everybody who touched the floor, and they got the W. So they picked up another game on the Clippers So shout out to the Lakers for that. And we picked up half a game on Denver, they were idle tonight, but we got that W. So the 4 seed is right there in play, man. The 4 seed is right there in play. And again, the West is wide open, in my opinion. The West is wide open. So we get this roster right. Which means we go out and get a big. We all know that's what we need. Rob knows it. He addressed it in the presser today. He said it. He knows that we need a big. And right now, our only big on the roster is Jackson Hayes. And I just don't think that's going to cut it. He's our only big on a regular contract. We have 2 other bigs in Koloko and Jemison, who are both projects, right? They're on 2-way deals. So yeah, we got to go. We have to address that position. No way we can move forward past Thursday's trade deadline. Yes, the trade deadline is Thursday, in case you missed that, in case you didn't know. No way we could go on past that with only Jackson Hayes on the roster. So they will address that position. Now, the question is, who will that big be? We know we've been linked to a lot of names. At the top of the list for me is Miles Turner, right? Followed by, and then Walker Kessler. We know we've been linked to him, or we've been interested in him. Give me 1 second while let me see something. Yeah, Walker Kessler, we've been interested in him, but those names may be names that we're not able to acquire. Rod did say that the market is dry, and he said maybe in the summer it'll be a lot easier to find a player, find a piece, if you will. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. So even if they don't go after the big name, a Miles Turner, or a Walker Kessler, or some of these other names, Jakob Porto in Toronto, Vucevic, who we're going to talk about in a second, Nicholas Claxton, even if they don't land one of these guys, they will get someone. So Rod did say that, and maybe, they kick that can down the road for going after the guy they want. Now, Rod did mention what he does want in that position, in a big. He wants someone athletic, someone with a high motor, someone who can get up and catch lobs, someone who's a vertical threat, jump out the building, if you will, jump out the gym, if you will. Because we've seen Luka in action, and those are the type of centers that work best with him, with his playmaking, and his ability to drive and throw that lob up or hit the roller in the pick and roll. That's the kind of center that you want. That's the kind of big that you want. So let's see if the Lakers can go out and get someone like that. If not, though, one of these other names may just have to suffice in the meantime. And then in the summer we can probably address it. But I want to talk about Nikola Vucevic from Chicago. Now, we know Chicago just did trade LaVine. They were part of that San Antonio and Sacramento deal with Fox to San Antonio. LaVine ended up in that deal. LaVine ended up in Sacramento. So LaVine is gone finally, right? He's finally out of there. And it looks like Chicago is in full rebuild. They came out and said that they're in full rebuild mode. So you got a 2-time NBA All-Star in Nikola Vucevic. He does not want to stay there and be a part of a rebuild. He's 34 years old. He wants to move on to a contender. And it looks like the Lakers are very interested. When Rob said what he wanted in the presser today, it's kind of shocking when he came out and said he wants an athletic big, a rim runner, right? Athletic, high motor, and all that stuff. Vucevic doesn't necessarily fit that mold. But one of that type of big may not be available, so Vucevic may be someone you go after. Now, Vucevic is having one hell of a season, man. He's averaging just over 20 points and 10 rebounds. On the year, he's shooting 55% from the field. He's shooting 40% from three. Now, that we may be a little that may be a little suspect there, the 3-point average, because he's only done that one other time in his long career. So I don't know. But the fact is, he is shooting 40% from three. So he would bring a dynamic that this team, could benefit from, right? You'll have someone who can stretch the floor. Again, a 2010 double-double, that speaks for itself. You can't downplay that. 2010 is 2010. And shooting 55% from the field, so you can't downplay that. So of course that's going to help the Lakers. It'll be marginal, a huge, a significant, whatever verb you want to throw, adjective you want to throw, it'll be huge over than what we have right now over Jackson Hayes. So if Vu can come in and give us that, even if the numbers come down a little bit to down to 18-8, that's still good. The Lakers, we're in desperate need of someone who can rebound the basketball, more so than someone rebounding and rim protection. Now, Vucevic doesn't give you rim protection. Again, he is averaging 10 rebounds, so he does help us rebound the basketball as pretty much our only rebounder. That the only consistent rebounder they had on the team is gone in AD. So Vu, we can definitely use that rebounding. He is a big body, but again, he defense, there's a lot lacking there. Right. So he's not a rim protector. But if I believe he can be a stopgap guy. Now looking at his contract, he's making just over $20 million, right? So to get there, you got to match that. It's going to require Rui and probably Christian Wood, some vet minimum salary fillers there. Or if you don't want to do Rui, then it gets a little tricky. Because if you do Gabe, if you do Gabe in the deal, then you're going to have to throw Vando in the deal. And I don't think Vando is someone we can lose. I know the Lakers, they're high on Rui. They don't really want to lose Rui. But to get someone like a Vucevic, you're going to have to throw that in. Because again, if it came down to the two, Rui or Vando, I think I'm holding on to Vando. Just because we need defense, we need as much wing depth as we can get, and Rui doesn't give you that. I like the way Rui's been scoring the basketball as of late, but if we have to sacrifice that scoring or the defense, I think I'd sacrifice the scoring for the defense, right? So what I'm saying, if it came down to Rui or Vando, I think I'm holding on to Vando. Again, if you remove Rui from the deal for Vucevic, the only way you can get to that salary is to include Gabe Vincent and Jerry Vanderbilt. Gabe is someone I don't want to lose either. He's been playing well. That's some defense that we need also. So we'll have to replace that some other type of way. But if we can't get any of these other centers, like if Miles Turner, we can't land him. Or some of these other names that we've talked about, Jakob Nicholas Claxton. If we can't get these guys, and Vucevic is the option, then I'm okay with it. He's not my top choice just because he doesn't really fit that mold that Luka normally plays with. But if we can't get anyone else, I'm okay with it. Again, he's making $20 million, and then he has $20 million on the books next year. But that'll be an expiring contract, so they can possibly move that. And the other major thing in this in getting Vucevic is he may not require a first round pick. He just might not, because that's what Chicago wanted initially, but it doesn't seem like there's many suitors there, and they want to move him. I don't think they want him sitting there. They want to move him, and he wants out also. So their best bet is to move him before he, becomes a buyout candidate. So, you may not have to give up a first for him. Now, the Lakers, unfortunately, so basically you get them for multiple seconds, right? Now, unfortunately, the Lakers only have 1 more second available. The cupboards are running dry, right? They only have 1 second left that's available for trade. So yeah, there's that. That's very difficult. Because they did use a trade for the Luka deal. They did send a second round pick to Utah, along with Dallas. Dallas also sent a second round pick there. And then of course we added JHS in there also to facilitate that deal. That went out to Utah. So we only have 1 second remaining. Now, what'll happen to get this done for Vucevic, you'll probably have to extend this deal and make it a 3-team deal, which you probably have to do anyway. Let's just go with Rui. We're talking Rui and Christian Wood and whatever else. that we need to throw in there to make the salaries match. I'm not sure Chicago wants Rui. Again, they're rebuilding now. Rui is young, so maybe they're interested in him. But if not, you may have to throw in a third team in there. And again, we only have 1 second-round pick, so we need to acquire some picks. So maybe the Lakers send Rui to whoever that third team is in exchange for a couple seconds that we can reroute to Chicago. Or, the Lakers do have pick swaps, so maybe you trade some of those pick swaps, that whatever however many we have, and you get some seconds there, and you reroute those to Chicago. So Rob's just going to have to get creative, right? He's going to have to get creative, and he said he knows that, and he kind of said it. He hinted at it. He said, as difficult, as things may look, as dry as the market may look, as limited of assets that we may have, he said he will figure something out. He'll figure out a way. And I'm going to believe Rob, because Rob just delivered Luka Doncic. So say what you want. Dallas called us or whatever. The fact of the matter is, Rob got the deal done. He closed the deal, and in all honesty, that Luka should have cost us a lot more. There's a lot of reports out there that Dallas did want a lot more, but Rob talked them down. So shout out to Rob, man. Shout out to Rob. He went to work. So let's see Rob create some more magic and get us a big in here. But again, Vucevic, it looks like the Lakers may be interested in him. So we'll see how that plays out. Another name that I want to mention, 2 names actually. One is Clint Capella. So Clint Capella is in Atlanta. Now, Clint Capella, he has been relegated, from his starting role, relegated to the bench. He's no longer starting there. So, of course, that makes him available. Now, Clint is a little older. He's 30 years old. So he's getting up there, but I think he's still in his prime. Now, Clint, when you look at the things that Rob said they want in that center position, that used to be Clint. That used to be Clint to a T. A high motor, athletic. He can stretch the floor vertically, right? That lob threat. He can rebound the basketball, protect the rim. Now, as of late, Clint has not been that, but how much of that is just not being motivated on Atlanta, right? They don't run anything through him. Atlanta's a different, they shoot a lot of threes. They do what they do. So I'm hoping that maybe, in a new situation, in a new scene, a change of scenery, and playing on a good team, you can get some of that old Clint back. I do believe he still has some of that left in him. We've seen Clint be that athletic, rim running big, if you will. We've seen it with James Harden, and you've seen it with Trae Young, right? In his time playing with those 2 elite playmakers and point guards. So just imagine what he'll do with Luka. Again, he is 30 years old, so he's not a long-term option, but that long-term option just may not be available right now. You may have to address that later. Ideally, the Lakers would like to get that long-term option who can help us now and help us down the road. But again, if that's not available, you got to do something. You can't just sit there and do nothing and roll out what we got. So Clint Capella is an interesting name. And just like Vucevic, maybe he doesn't cost a first-round pick. Maybe, you can get him for some seconds. Again, he's not starting. And what I like about Capella, he's making $22 million. So the money's around the same. But what I like about Capella, he's on an expiring contract. Vucevic has another year on his deal, but Clint is on an expiring contract. So he'll be free in the summer. So if it doesn't work, you let him go. But if it does work, I think you can re-sign him, for a lot less money than you'll have to pay some of these other guys. Possibly, maybe you get him on an MLE, like a multi-year MLE type deal, right? Because again, he knows he's not going to make the $22 million that he's making now. That's a given. He's just not going to make that, and his agent knows that. He knows that, so he's going to have to take a discount. So maybe that I just don't think there's going to be a market for him in the summer. So if you get him now, and you offer him MLE money on a multi-year deal, MLE money, and we're not talking about no 4-year deal or nothing like that. Maybe a 2-year deal, right? And then you kind of address that position then down the road or whatever. That could potentially work. So that's someone that I would keep an eye out on. Yeah, Clint Capella. Nicholas Claxton. That's another name. He's making 27 million. His contract is a little weird. He's on a de-escalating contract, if you will, meaning that his number goes down. Give me 1 second. His number goes down each year. Yeah, his number goes down each year. Like this year, he's making 27. Then I think next year it goes down like 25 and then 23. And it keeps going down. So he does have multiple years on his deal. After this year, I think he has 3 more years remaining on the deal. But he is an ideal fit. He's a young guy. He's athletic. He can rebound the basketball. He can provide some rim protection. He can stretch the court vertically, if you will. So he's a rim runner. He can catch those lobs. So you think he'd work perfectly with Luka. Now, if the Lakers can go after him, then do it. Of course, it's going to cost you first round pick. Again, it's a little higher salary. It's 27 million. But I think you get there with Gabe and Rui, and probably a couple other guys, salary fillers. So that's a name to look out for. So look out for them. I think that Brooklyn is motivated to move him. They don't want to win, and I don't think he's in their long-term plans. So if they could get something for him, then I think they would. I think they'll take it. So we'll see. So that's another name there. Who else we got? Give me 1 second. Again, if you're just joining us, man, Lakers took care of business tonight. They took care of business tonight. Beat down the Clippers and picked up a game on the Clippers. Again, the Lakers came in 1 game ahead of the Clippers in that 5th seed. And, we picked up another game after this big win tonight. So shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers. Another name that's under the radar. I haven't heard this name mentioned much, but this is a young guy. He's only making $2 million. He's a rim runner, right? He can jump out the gym. He's 16, so got some size to him. It's Jericho Sims in New York, the New York Knicks. Jericho Sims, again, he's a rim runner, jump out the gym type guy, athletic, high motor. So he fits some of those, a lot of those things that Rob said they're looking for in that position. So, Jericho Sims, again, he's only making $2 million. So that's a low radar move, a marginal move, if you will. They can go after someone like him. So that's another name you keep an eye on. Robert Williams in Portland. That's another name that the Lakers have been linked to. However, the concern with him is injuries, of course. And then the Blazers are seeking a 1st round pick for him. So that may be a little too much, but we'll see if that price comes down. Again, it's Tuesday. The trade deadline is Thursday. So, some of these GMs may come down by then. They may be, as we head into the midnight hour, they may still be playing that poker face, but let's see who blinks first, if you will. And see if those prices come down. Robert Williams. And then another one is Steven Adams. Steven Adams is the backup big. We're very familiar with him, his time in Memphis. Excellent guy, a big body. He's in Houston as a backup. The Lakers have been speaking with them. They are interested in him as well. Again, he's not that rim runner big. He's a big body, a plug, if you will. That big body, but he's going to rebound the basketball for sure. He can still provide some rim protection. And again, he's just a big body. So when you think of the big body centers in the conference, the Western Conference, he's definitely someone who can clang and bang against those guys. But it looks like they want it. Well, it was reported that they've been talking, right? But they also said that a deal, they're pretty far from a deal. Both sides are significantly apart. And what that means to me is Houston wants or they're asking for that first round pick. Um, he's an expiring contract, only making like 12 and some change. So again, there aren't a lot of pieces that you're going to throw in that deal player wise, right? Probably just Gabe Vincent. But when they say sides are pretty far apart, again, it's because I think Houston wants that first round pick, and the Lakers definitely aren't giving up a first round pick for Steven Adams. I'm sorry, that's just not the route to go. So we'll see if that comes down. If that price comes down again, he's a different type of big. So we'll see. And another name, of course, is Jonas Valanciunas. They're in Washington. Of course, they're motivated to move him, and you can get him for some seconds. And he's only making like $9 million, so it's not a lot of salary that you have to throw out there. Again, Gabe Vincent gets that done. So that may be a potential name. Now he's at the bottom of my list. He's just not. he ain't it, man. We saw Jackson Hayes play how he did. Jackson Hayes looked like an all-star when playing against Jonas Valanciunas, last week when we played Washington. So I just don't know about him. But if push came to shove and we strike out on everything else, we're unable to get anyone else, then of course we'll take him, because I think he's still probably better than Jackson Hayes. Now, I'm not downing Jackson Hayes at all, especially with Luka. Luka is going to get Jackson Hayes some lobs, some easy lobs. Between Luka and LeBron, Jackson Hayes will probably get a good 4 to 5 lobs per game. So he's going to get some easy buckets. And Jackson's been playing with a lot of energy, man. Tonight against Zubac, he played very, very well. And Saturday against Cat, he played very, very well. So Jackson has been balling. He's had a lot of energy. Now, if he can play the way he's playing, then that'll definitely help the Lakers. But it's just, that's a gamble, a serious gamble to take. Just rolling out with him. Offensively, again, I think he's good. Because he is that high motor guy. He is athletic. He can jump out the gym. He will catch some lobs and some dunks. So he fits there. I think he's like offensively, he's like a Derek Lively light, a light version of Derek Lively, a Timu version, if you will, of Derek Lively. And we've seen what Luka did with Lively. So again, he'll get between Luka and LeBron, he'll get good 4 to 5 lobs easy. So he'll get some easy buckets, and he can grab some boards. But defensively, that's where there's issue with Jackson Hayes. Defensively, we just don't know, man. Or we know we're not going to get anything that compared to what we need. Defensive, from him defensively. So, and we know some of those bigger body centers, like Jokic. Now you're not going to stop Jokic. You're just not. Nobody in the league is going to stop him. But you still want to try to make it as difficult as possible. And Jokic is that's a man amongst boys. When you're talking, he's a man amongst boys against everyone in the league. But when you're talking someone small like Hayes, we're in trouble there. So I like Jackson to stay on this team off the bench. I just don't like him in the starting lineup, if you will. So I think we have to figure that out. So there it is, man. We ran through a bunch of names, and we'll see what Rob does. Now the Lakers play the Warriors on Thursday. Luka is not expected to play in that game. Again, he's going to start his 5-on-5s tomorrow. First time he's done that since Christmas. And if there's no, flare-ups from that, then the expectation for him to make his debut on Saturday. So again, he won't play on Thursday against the Warriors. And, hopefully he'll be good to go on Saturday. So look out for that, man. Look out for that. That'll be fun. I cannot wait. And also, we talked about Vucevic a lot. So it looks like, the Warriors are the other team that's really interested in Vucevic. So, he may end up on the Lakers or he may end up on the Warriors. So, we're battling with Golden State there, although I don't know what Vucevic does, for them. where they're at in the standings. He's not a difference maker. No, they've been linked to everyone. They've literally been going after everyone, every all-star. It looks like they had a deal done for Butler. Miami and Golden State agreed on something, and then Butler kind of messed that up. So yeah, it's wild because they have to move Butler, but he's being difficult. And then of course Phoenix wants him, but Beal doesn't want to waive his no trade and all. It's wild, bro. So the league is wild. The league is wild. AD was on the bench now. Dallas, I think they were in Philadelphia tonight. Embiid did return, and it was good to see AD on the bench. I don't know if Max played or not. I'm not sure. I have to double check on that. I know they were at shoot around earlier. So again, AD is out. So I think he'll return later on in the week. Remember, when he got hurt, they said it was a week before he was going to be reevaluated. So hopefully he can get back out there soon, and they'll play well. We'll see AD at the end of the month. I believe they come here. I know we play Dallas, and I believe they come here on the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be fun to watch. AD coming back. It'll be fun to watch because we all have love for AD, but it won't be fun to defend him, right? I think he's going to go off, man. He's going to go on a tear. So that'll be very interesting to see him return to crypto.com arena. Another piece of news that I did notice is it looks like Luke's going to have his medical staff with him, his medical team. He does have his own medical team. They were there with him initially in Dallas, but eventually they fired those guys. The Dallas brass fired Luka's team. And but they were at the pressure today, so it looks like the Lakers are going to do what the Lakers do. They always cater to their superstar to try to make life as comfortable and as convenient and less difficult as possible. They're going to do the same thing. Same treatment all our superstars get, Luka will get. So it looks like they're going to allow him to bring in his own team, and they'll cater around him. And then one other piece of news I wanted to touch on before we get out of here is Luka's contract. So, Brian Windhorst, he was on ESPN earlier today, and he made mention that, it's not guaranteed that Luka's going to resign, and people start freaking out and all that. Of course, the Lakers haters start laughing. Ha, ha, ha. It'll be funny if he leaves, blah, blah, blah. Now, of course, the Lakers can offer a max extension to Luka this summer, although he won't be a free agent yet. He's under contract for the rest of this year. He's under contract next year, and then he can kind of opt out after that, in 2026 or summer 2026 or next summer. However, the Lakers are able to offer him a 5-year max deal. However, I don't know if Luka will accept that deal. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. I think the Lakers will come to Luka and offer him whatever salary he wants or whatever contract he wants. A 5-year. Obviously, they love for him to sign that 5-year deal, so they have that security. They have him locked in. But whatever he wants to do, I think the Lakers will do. Whatever he wants added into the contract, they'll put that in. If he wants, of course, the player options, whatever it is he wants, they're going to add all that stuff in to the contract. Now, what I personally think Luka is going to do is sign a 3-year deal, a 2+1. I say that because remember, Luka just with Dallas trading him, he would have been eligible for the Supermax, which is a 5-year, $345 million contract. Yeah, you heard me correctly. 5 years, $345 million. Dallas wasn't comfortable paying him that for whatever reason. I'm not going to get into that. So that's why they moved him. Now, because of that, Luka had to forfeit $116 million. So it's $116 million that he lost by not getting that Supermax. So again, I say a 2+1 deal, a 3-year deal on 2+1, because what that'll do, Luka play those 2 years, and then he'll opt out in that 3rd year, and he'll reach his 10 years of NBA service, if you will, 10 years in the NBA. And after that, it opens the door up for a lot more money. So again, he lost $116 million. So, after 10 years, the Supermax for him would be 35% of the cap. So he can sign that 5-year 35% of the cap. So it's going to be a lot more money as opposed to what 30% of the cap or whatever. So it's a lot more money that'll be available for Luka. Again, he's trying to make up that 116 that he lost. Now, being in LA, he'll have a lot of endorsements and all that stuff. So we'll see, how close he can get to that number, if you will. But yeah, me personally, I think that's what'll happen. He'll do a 3-year 2+1 deal, opt out of that 3rd year, but we'll see. You never know. Maybe he signs a 5-year max. We just don't know. We'll find out. The Lakers will offer it, I believe. But again, whatever he wants to do, they'll do. But whatever happens, I believe Luka is here. He's not going anywhere. I know a lot of haters don't want to hear that, and they were saying, "Oh, it'll be funny if he leaves," and blah blah blah. He's not going anywhere. And if that were to ever be the case, the Lakers would get a haul for him. They're not going to do like Dallas did. They're going to create. They're going to put him on the open market, and they'll get a haul for him. But again, I don't think that's anything that we need to even concern ourselves with. Luka will be a Laker, so don't buy into all the hate. All right, man, that's it. We went 40 minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a long time, but we will be back. We will be here. I'll get a schedule up. We'll get everything situated, fixed up, looking good over here. And, we're going to have some fun covering these Los Angeles Lakers, covering Luka Doncic, covering King James, who's still balling, still doing his thing, man. It's going to be a good time over here, man. So make sure you're plugged in. And again, this is LOE, man. Purple and gold till we die. Purple and gold we ride. I bleed purple. My heart beats gold. It is and always will be. Lakers over everything. Luka is a Laker, baby. Yes, he is a Laker. We'll probably tap back in with you guys on Thursday or Friday. Well, Thursday's the deadline. So yeah, we make some moves. We'll be back with you Thursday night. But again, you can always catch me over on Bleacher Report every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific for Lakers Daily with LOE. We'll be there every Tuesday and Thursday for the rest of the season. So, yeah, if you don't catch me here, catch me there. But we'll be back over here. I got y'all covered, man. Thank you guys for rocking with me. If you're watching the replay, thank you. I can't see the comments, so I don't know what comments we got. But anybody who's been hanging around, I appreciate you. And yeah, Luka is a Laker, man. Luka is a Laker. But I'm about to get off here, man. I've been on 6 different podcasts today. So yeah, my voice is starting to drain out. But we'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Again, welcome to LOE, man. Lakers over everything. Welcome to Lakers over everything. I'm your boy, LOE. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.